Hey, good day everybody. I am Chaplain Major Christopher Broker.
Hey, how you doing? I'm Tech Sergeant Al Williams.
And I want to tell you a quick story. I was thinking about that movie, The Darkest Hour, with Churchill. And it talks about how things got really dark. And the last year, well, let's be honest, things have been dark for a lot of people. Suicides, depressions, divorces, financial issues, been a lot of dark times for a lot of dark people. It reminded me the darkest time of the day every day is midnight. 000 in military. But if you think about it, right after 000, everything begins to get a little bit closer to light. Until in the morning, everything is light once again. Back in, I guess about 1991, 92, that time frame, I was out running one day on a mission trip down in South Padre Island. And this is one of those small towns where everything just shuts down after about 6 o'clock. And I didn't know that, but I'm out there running, and it's the 90s, so I'm doing the running man out there, running in the dark. And because it is the 90s, I had to stop and do the Cabbage Patch. But as I kept running, the lights kept going out until all of a sudden, it was total darkness. And I decided I had to turn around and go back to the direction from which I came, because I knew that in the morning, all the lights would be on once again. Life can be like that sometimes. Everything goes dark. Your life seems like things are in total darkness. But just like that time of day, everything keeps getting brighter. If we wait till the next morning, we'll have bright times again. Sergeant Williams, has there been a time in your life when you went through difficult times?
There has been. There was a time back in 2007. I had recently separated from the military, and at the time I was engaged when I separated, but we ended the engagement soon after I got out. So it was May of 2007. My health had just kind of deteriorated. I was pushing 300 pounds. I drank and I smoked a lot, and I never really took care of myself. I didn't have the tools that I needed to be able to cope with that, with the depression, and I also didn't have a community put in place. So one morning I woke up after just a long night of just hanging out, drinking and whatnot, and I woke up and I felt awful, not just physically from the hangover, but I also felt awful mentally. I didn't like what I had become, and I made a moment. I kind of drew a line in the sand, and I said, this stops today. So what I did was, the morning of, at my house, we had an old mountain bike, and it had been so long since anybody had ridden it, it had 2 flat tires. So what I did was, it was about a half mile to the gas station, so I walked this mountain bike to the gas station, aired up the tires, rode it home. And then I was so exhausted, I was so wore out that I basically put the bike up, and that was my workout for the day. I woke up the next morning and I was so sore, and that was just from a half a mile bike ride. But what that did was, from that moment on, I continued riding the mountain bike. First it was a half a mile at a time, and it slowly over time developed into a habit. So, but had I never taken that first step to walk the mountain bike to the gas station to air up the tires, I would have never been able to overcome that and actually get back into the military. Chaplain, would you like to brief everybody on the different agencies that we partner with?
Well, Sergeant Williams is right. First steps are very important. And there are times in our lives when we feel like we're facing that darkness. We're not sure where the light's at. We have to get a hold of somebody that can help us get through those dark times. And here in the Air Force, we have some helping agencies that help us get through those dark times. Let's talk about some of them specifically as to what they are. What's our first one?
All right, Chaplain, looks like we've got SAPR. SAPR, what does that stand for? The Society of American Professional Recorders?
No, it's the Sexual Assault Prevention Response. In this program here, if you've been attacked violently, if you've been harassed sexually, if something's been done to you, you can get a hold of the SARC. She is the Sexual Assault Response Coordinator, and she'll walk you through that process to get you the help that you need, restricted or unrestricted. And she can help you understand the different dynamics that go along with that. What's another one of our categories?
Looks like we've got the DPH. What does that stand for? Diapers on a poopy head?
No. That is the Director of Psychological Health. And her job, if you're having mental health issues, stress, anxiety, emotional issues, someone to talk to because you're going through a hard time, she will be there to walk you through that system, to help you have some counseling, some advice, some clinical understanding to get you through that difficult time. What's another one that we might have?
All right, looks like we've got AFRP. What is this? The American Federation of Referral Personnel?
Well, we do refer personnel to them, but no, you're wrong again. This would be the Airmen and Family Readiness Programs. If your family's having a difficult time, maybe you're having kid issues, parenting issues, maybe you're about to go through a divorce, maybe some kind of financial issues to get through. This lady also gets you through that. She'll sit down and work out a plan with you. She'll take you through different questions and answers to get you the family help that you need to get through those times. Okay, we've looked at 3. Is there another one?
Looks like we got, I know this one. This is my favorite book by Jocko Willink, Extreme Ownership, EO.
I was so afraid you were going to start singing E-I-E-I-O, but no, you're wrong. You'd be wrong in both cases. This is equal opportunity. And maybe while you've been here, you've had a time where you felt like you were harassed, you weren't treated as well as another airman, maybe you were looked over for something that was really not your fault, some kind of fairness issues. You can talk to this department and they'll help you get the help that you need to be sure everything is treated equally so that you can be treated the way that you're supposed to. I believe we have one more, is that correct?
We do. We are down to the last hoorah, HRA, hoorah.
While this is the military, it's not hoorah, all right? We're not the Marines or the Army. We are the Air Force. This is your human resource advisor, and his job is to make sure that, well, maybe you feel like you're different and you don't quite fit in. We take division and we don't try to divide each other because of it. Rather, we need to look at the divisions we have and unite by them. It's a strengthening. It's a separation that shouldn't separate us physically or how we treat each other, but strengthen each other. So we go from separation to, I'll just create a word, strengthification. You know, William Shakespeare said, if I use it, it's a word. So now I use it. Strengthification is the new word. There's another story I want to tell you about. It's a gentleman named Jason Romero. When he was in junior high, he began realizing while playing football, he was having great tunnel vision issues. He couldn't see on either side of him. And as he got older, he realized he has a degenerative eye disease where he was getting more and more blindness in his eyes. Well, a couple years ago in 2018, he had just gone through a difficult divorce. His job had just fired him, and he was considering suicide because of it. His eye was almost getting completely blind. And he decided what I really need to do is create awareness of blindness. So he ran across the entire United States to create awareness. He started on one coast out in California, ran all the way across to the other coast. But the most amazing part is, he did it in the 7th fastest time for someone to run across the United States. It's been done by 300 other people. He averaged 51.5 miles a day while being almost completely blind. And the reason he could do that is he had a guide for every step. And there are times in the past year where maybe you felt like you were in darkness, whether you're going through a divorce, a relationship issue, a financial issue, just needing advice, counseling. We want to be that guide for you. Maybe you'll need another guide. Maybe it's the SART. Maybe it is the DPH. Someone who will be that guide to help you get through those dark times. And here in the chaplaincy, we want to walk with you if you need someone to walk with you going through that, talking to the other helping agencies, counseling you, staying by your side to support you. We want to be there for you. That's what we're here for.